remove the first connector, proceed, put something under, something like a tire, and proceed to remove the second one. You can see him from here. You have to do the same. You don't need to touch one on top. You have to remove one in the bottom. But make sure that you put something underneath, because the pressure on the second connector will be too high. So here, first one is removed. Here is the same picture. You see this head? The hardest part is to pass by this head into the rubber. So as I told before, spray it with WD-40 and then start removing it using the flat screwdriver. You need to remove this one, the one in the bottom. It's removed. This one was a lot easier than the first one. Take me like a minute. So the second step, you have to use both hands. You see the solder joint? You just need to remove the lock here. This catalytic converter was already removed before, and the lock is like a ring, wasn't installed there. That's why you can just snap it out with bare hands. But if you have a lock here, remove it using the 10mm socket and then using both hands and disconnect this piece. Almost disconnected. You see the mark. So this mark. So the hose was all the way to this mark. And spray it with WD-40 while disconnecting it. It's almost done. Just did it. The first part is disconnected. So we was working with those two mounters. The second mounter and the first mounter. At the beginning, this one. Both of them hold it on place. So this is a direct feed catalyst. It's not the catalyst, it's the rear part. It's making the exhaust silent. It's like the silencer. If you run your vehicle without this, it will be very loud. This is silence your exhaust system. This is the end of it. This end is connected to this hose. This, not hose, pipe. This pipe goes underneath all the way from here to here. You can see it. It goes underneath the vehicle. This is this pipe. It goes all the way, and here you can see the second mounter. So right now we need to disconnect him. Then you can see the catalyst at the end. Let me bring the light. So as I said before, as I mentioned before in the previous piece of my video, this is this pipe. Right now you have to disconnect it from this joint. You see this connector? You have to remove it, and you have to disconnect the second portion of the pipe. At the end you can see catalytic converter. This is the catalytic converter itself. So the step number 2 of replacement your catalytic converter on Dodge Neon 2002, you have to remove this portion of the pipe, starting from here. The second portion of the pipe is connected on the same connectors, like this one or this one. So this one, the first that we need to disconnect, this one was the second that we need to disconnect. The third one is holding the pipe underneath your vehicle. The location of the third one is here. You have to do the same. You have to spray it with WD-40 and snap it off. In this case, you don't need to remove one on the bottom. You need to remove one on top. You see this place where I just put the screwdriver in? remove him, this connector on top, it will be way much easier for you to disconnect this mounting. Alright, the mounting is disconnected. As you can see, I removed. Okay, the next step that you have to do, you have to remove this connector. When this connector will be removed, you have to spray this connecting joint with WD-40. And then you have to start pulling the pipe all the way out from the back. And it will be disconnected from the catalytic converter at this point. But don't forget to spray it with WD-40 after you will remove this mounting. Alright, when you're done, you just have to start pulling the hose out by doing such type of things. Just do like this with both hands, and the hose will be gradually removed. The pipe will be gradually removed. So the hose is disconnected. This one is the hose that goes underneath the vehicle. You can leave it under the car, doesn't matter. We removed it, we disconnected this pipe just because we need to remove the catalytic converter. This is the catalytic converter itself. It's mounted by 4 bolts on top, and this piece was supported by the pipe. The pipe is disconnected. Right now, go and start disconnecting those 4 bolts. So you will be able to remove your catalytic converter. This is the heater shield. The heater shield needs to be removed as well, because the oxygen sensor, the one that is on top, is mounted, and you're not gonna be able to access him without removing the heater cover. And at the same moment, the bolts are very hard to remove if the heat cover is not removed. So using the 5mm. Oh, hold on, I need firstly to check.